Hello and welcome to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
This is sad news. I'm a little upset.
This is a harsh reality for moms out there. All these innocent moms, these law-abiding moms who have become criminals by sneaking in treats and food into the cinemas.
Okay, at this point,
you know who you are. You know who you are.
A large bucket of popcorn is like $10. Can you blame them?
Used to be $10.
What?
Used to be $10.
It gets worse?
Oh, there are so many moms sitting there going, I'm a criminal, and now I'm going to even be a criminal even more. And I'm going to bring my friends into the criminal lifestyle that they live.
Really? For
yes.
sneaking in treats?
Popcorn's going up.
I had a girlfriend who snuck in a whole cheesecake once.
I'm impressed.
I know, right?
Where did that go?
We ate it.
What did it look like when it was disclosed?
It was quite tasty. It doesn't matter. But you know what? It doesn't change the fact that most of us do rely on the concession stand. And now you're telling me that popcorn's more expensive?
Oh, it's not nearly expensive enough. And thank goodness Mother Nature has something to do with it. And it's coming up.
Great.
On the Todd and Erin Daily Stream.
Perfect.
All day fetch and carry, all night fetch and carry. Ain't got no time to tarry. What you think I am? Sometimes I feel like a hired man in my own home. I'm gonna head on down the road sometime, let you fetch and carry on your own. All day got to hurry, all night sit and worry. Sundown off you scurry, you that I took down, and I feel like a fool. I know you're running around with someone else. I'm gonna put my hat on some fine night, let you sit and worry some yourself. Well, it ain't like I ain't stood by you one time, it was more than tough. I've waited here most every time you walked off in a huff. I've done my level best, but now I need some rest, I've had enough.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com.
All right, I'm in the mood for Tell Me Something Good.
This is an amazing one. Utah guy. Think about being chronically ill and how hard it is. Just think about the last time you were in the hospital. I remember they've got the gown and they snap things and they're sticking things in you and pulling tubes out and doing things with needles. Now imagine trying to do that like all the time. Well, this guy's amazing, Dax Francis. He has kidney failure, and so he still has to go through dialysis like all the time.
Right.
And he'd been going through it for so long that he says, I began to feel really debilitated because he said, I had to keep disrobing in front of people I didn't know, and it was humiliating.
Right.
And he said, and after a while, it just wears at you. So what he did, and this is genius, he said, he wanted to create something that would make the chronically ill feel like they had some control over their life. So he created IV wear. It's IV.
Oh, funny.
YE wear. Oh. And he started using like incredibly soft materials that were comfortable, like, cotton, but with some spandex to kind of keep things together.
Right.
Really nice colors that were comfortable and relaxing. T-shirts, sweatshirts, and pants that have access zippers and snaps.
Zippers.
Exactly.
Oh, that's brilliant.
He says, so I can unzip right here. He showed where you could put in an IV where if they needed to check anything. He said, that way you're still clothed. You're wearing comfortable stuff. You're not
and
in
you can just open up what you need.
Exactly. I thought that was
that's
genius.
So smart.
And he said, in that way, hospital gowns are freezing. And he said, this way, the rest of your body can stay warm and it can stay comfortable when there's just one part that has to be exposed for examination or for something else.
Right.
But he says, we went through a lot of trial and error to do this, but they just unleashed the first clothing line, and it's awesome.
That's so funny, because usually you have two choices. Either it goes on frontwards or you put it on backwards. So either way,
it's not good.
The goods are out.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So this is perfect.
And it's IVYE wear, and he actually tested it through a bunch of like nurses. And
I'm sure.
Because he wanted to know, can you get to where you need to be with all this?
Right.
They're like, yeah, this is great.
Makes
this
total
is totally
sense.
easy.
Total
Isn't that
sense.
amazing?
Yes.
So congratulations. Dax Francis is called IVYE Where, if you want to take a look at it.
This next story frightens me.
Tell me.
Because I have a post-traumatic syndrome from autism flight. It's called, and being on a plane and spending 6 hours
We'd
next
walk
to
on
my...
a flight with our twins, and we would just automatically buy drinks for everyone around us, like, get a cocktail now.
And they'd send them back, which was so awesome to us.
They're like, and they'd be like, we have twins, or we have children with autism. They got it.
Just keeping your son from kicking the chair in front of him for a flight to New England from Salt Lake City.
For 5 hours.
Just putting your leg over, doing something, just...
Well, they did
Go
it.
ahead.
They did a really cool practice flight. It was Delta Flight 8241, Salt Lake City International Airport. It was this last Saturday, and God bless Delta for this. A lot of kids with special needs are terrified on flights. You're in an enclosed place. You've got people really tight around you.
People
It's
are really
super,
close.
super noisy.
Yes.
There's moving. You're in the air. And so what they did is they
That's
went through,
me. I feel that way.
They went through a simulated flight where they took off, just like went around.
They took off?
Yeah, and then they landed again just to show the kids, okay, here's how it feels. This is what it's like. This is what it's like in the air. And they, of course, they obviously like plied them with snacks and
I
things.
wanted to do that.
But isn't that amazing? But the parents said this is like the best thing they could have done, because they said for these
Walk 'em
kids,
through it.
they'd never had this experience, and you
Walk
can't
'em
really
through it.
fake it.
Yeah.
You can't, kids with autism are pretty literal. You can't go, it's like this, honey. It's like,
And once you're on the plane on a regular flight,
there's no going back.
so there is no like helping and figuring out what would work, and there's no time to do that, which they gave them the time.
I think that's genius. So good
Amazing.
good for Delta. That's really cool.
Daybreak is doing something new. Remember when Daybreak started? It was like, what is Daybreak?
Oh, we were out there all the time.
What is
It's
this
such
thing?
a massive development, and it was in a part of the valley that were like, there's nothing out here.
We were there
And now
when they
it's
had 6 houses.
And now it's a city, a
And
gigantic
now
city.
it's got restaurants and it's got all the works and stuff.
Schools and
Now, this is kind of cool because it was the first planned unit development that had a rail line going to it. Because that's how big it was going to be.
they built a lake.
And they built a lake, but they had a tracks train going, tracks laid to go there. But then they realized that the size of Daybreak
You still
now,
have to walk home, and it's
you're
really big.
10 blocks,
20.
30 blocks
huge,
away.
huge
So what
development.
do? Well, new kind of interesting ride share is coming up. You think of Lyft and you think of Uber and stuff, and this is called Carts UT. And basically, these are 4 now going to be 6-person vehicles, including the driver, electric carts that are legal on the streets of Daybreak.
Julie Holbrook, who's the owner, says she got the idea because she saw golf carts going around Daybreak, but she needed something that was street legal, that could go over like a freeway overpass and go to like maybe one of the big shopping complexes or whatever.
But not going in on any roads the speed limit's more than 35 miles an hour. And so she developed this system, and now they pick people up at tracks and take them to their house.
So they have the impromptu, like if you just want to go to the movies, or if it's the socialite, like if you want to head out for a couple of different events. I love that.
Right.
Or there's the commuter where they just come pick you up every night and take you home and then pick you up in the morning, which I think is awesome.
3 different ways to book the flights of the ride so far through their website or whatever. And
They're already looking at this program now for 6 other communities in Salt Lake City, and I guess Ogden and Provo are the next ones. They're like, we totally want to use this.
subscription plan right now costs $55, good for a ride anywhere to and from track stations for the entire month. $55. So instead of, there's no place really there's limited space to park your car, right? And you're going to drop.
Think about all the money you're saving for
Oh my
gas and
gosh.
all of the maintenance and all the different parking fees. That's
One-time
really
ride,
cool.
$5.
I think that's genius.
I think it is genius. It's part of the answer. So all these little parts are going to be part of the answer.
They all plug in together.
That is like Tetris.
Ooh, I love Tetris. Now, what is this news that was so horrifying that you said that Zoe and I are going to lose it?
Oh, which one? This one?
No.
Oh, you're going to go down here.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you about the
I'll do this first.
Okay.
Because you guys are, let me explain the popcorn experience at the theater. For us, we go and I go and I
We
get
keep Cinemark in business.
go and
Just
get
us.
2 large popcorns. Erin likes hers with extra butter, which I don't know if you know the secret of extra butter, but on a regular popcorn, they fill it with popcorn in a big tub, and then it's done. No, with extra butter, what they do is they put in a quarter of the popcorn, and then the next quarter, and the next quarter, and then on top.
And it's not actually butter. It's golden flavoring.
It's butter-like.
But I
and
still
then
love it.
they have a dispenser over by the sodas where you could put more on, and that's great. But now you'll just be doing shots of butter-like liquids because popcorn, my friends, might not happen this year.
What?
Might not happen.
Don't joke with me.
All the wet weather they've been having.
Oh, you mean out through the Midwest?
To the Midwest. They didn't get their crops in. Very few people got their crops in. And what they're worried about is that there's going to be a shortage of popcorn. And it's not like you can keep popcorn around for a year. Take last year's popcorn.
It's not like Twinkies.
Because it all is based on the moisture inside the kernel. When it's heated, it explodes, and that's what makes the pop. If you've ever had stale popcorn, you know what I'm talking about. No pop. Just a... And that's not a pop. So they're saying 10 to 20% increase in prices because of the popcorn shortage.
You have to like mortgage a kidney to get a full thing of popcorn at the theater.
The people who got their crops in, they say they're not going to be mature. They're not going to make it. It's not going to be the quality that you're used to. So let's see. I looked up and it says $9.
This is incredibly
$9.50 for a popcorn.
Yeah.
That sounds cheap for what we pay.
Well, you have to remember we pay 2 of those, and then it's like $5 bottles of water, and yeah, it goes on and on.
It's if I could smuggle a big thing of popcorn like that into the theater, I would. But I already look weird enough, so I won't do that.
Buckets are going to go up to like $12-13 a bucket then of popcorn. $13 for a bucket of popcorn.
Because of the wet weather, climate change. Damn you.
Speaking of climate change, though, this might do something to actually help counteract it because they call it Extinction Rebellion. And this is basically protesters who are going, we have to move beyond getting rid of like plastic straws. That's
right.
Great. It's good. But we're going to need bigger measures if we're going to live, which I kind of appreciate the urgency of that.
Big changes.
Yeah, 70% of those surveyed in the UK, all across Europe and here in America, 70% said, yeah, this is a major concern. This is a major issue.
70%.
So it's not like we all don't...
Right.
Knowing this isn't an issue.
Because it's science.
But what they're saying is they say behavior changes is the only thing that's going to save the environment.
I'm ready.
One of the analysis said if we went to a 4-day work week,
I'm in.
We would save 25% to 36% of our carbon footprint.
I'm done. Good.
Which is amazing. I mean, if you think about that, they said just 10% less time working, the carbon footprint is reduced by almost 15%.
I am willing to sacrifice myself for the environment and work 80% less.
Well,
you're welcome.
Here's something interesting. They actually did a huge survey. This is what they did in America specifically. And there's a huge correlation between the more you work, the more you pollute. They say that your carbon footprint enlarges exponentially above the amount of hours that you work, where you'd think, well, it would be this many hours, it would be this much carbon footprint.
Right.
No, it keeps increasing the more you work.
What about producing stuff?
Well, here's what they were saying.
Getting your job done.
Well, this is what they were saying. They said, okay, well, let's take a look at this argument. They said, yes, you're working 25% less, so 20% less technically. They said, yeah, you're getting fewer goods and services. You're consuming less, which means
you're driving
smaller
to and
carbon
from,
footprint.
To or from.
You're
right?
buying less crap that you don't really need. There's less carbon intensive commuting, office space, time on power hungry computers.
Right.
And what they did find, though, they thought that this was really interesting. They said for those who actually did have the extra time, their fear was, oh crap, they're going to go out and do more shopping, or they're going to do more traveling and environmentally expensive stuff. No, what people actually did is they ended up spending more time with their family.
Right.
And they did more basic things like repairing and fixing things around the house instead of buying something new. They started doing more basic recreational activities around their city.
Go back to the major
And they said that
point.
was without the even training, like, hey, do this. That was like, this was an automatic sort of response to working less. I thought that was really cool.
Are you working 10 hours on those other days? I'm assuming. I'm not sure it says in the report.
It doesn't, but what their big goal was, they said if you could just work 20% less, which would be traditionally a day off.
I am so in.
Well, they found this in France. France instituted the 35-hour work week in 2000.
The what?
The 35-hour work week. And what they found out is people started demonstrating less materialistic tendencies. The consumer grasp of more products went down, and they tended to use more free time with their families or doing more like local stuff.
Okay.
Like attendance at local art galleries or parks or things like that.
Interesting. Okay. I'm in.
I'm totally willing to volunteer for that. I think that's excellent.
I am in the entire way. Palm Springs Resort. This is so wrong, and I can't even tell you how much. Think of a resort.
Okay.
Think of Palm Springs.
Palm trees.
Palm trees.
Probably a big fat swimming pool.
Fat swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
Fat people.
No, I mean
in
a big gigantic swimming pool is what I meant.
Yeah, and then you go back to your hotel, which we would like to call the Taco Bell Retreat Resort.
Are you serious?
Let that soak in just for a second.
You will remember these are the same people who did the wedding chapel down in Las Vegas.
Right.
Where they give you the bouquet and it's all the little sauce packets stapled together with a bow.
The name is the Bell Hotel and Resort. Your pillows have covers that look like sauce packages. I wonder how big their toilets are. In case you want to take a snooze, they have nail art by the pool with Taco Bell logos.
Oh, that's nice.
You can swim on a mat that says Taco Bell. Makes you look like a burrito floating along. And would you read the quote, please?
Oh, it's from their executives. We're excited to give a peek into Taco Bell's first hotel that is truly Taco Bell luxury. At a value, we evolve how fans can celebrate with this brand this summer and beyond.
This brand and fans and brands.
What
hotel?
I don't like any fast food and it's $169 a night.
But there's no.
It's $169 a night.
There's no restriction on how long you can stay. You see, that's the good part. Okay, so what restaurant would it be that you would go to their resort?
Nougats Are Us.
Okay, another one. Give me a new one.
Like a real restaurant?
Like a real restaurant, like a real place, like a good place. Like you would just go, oh my gosh, that's going to be.
What would you go to?
Christopher Steakhouse Resort would be good.
Where there would always be steak and lobster.
I like Gyro's Resort. That would be a good one.
So your bedspread would look like a pita wrap. You could just roll it around you.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then you get out of the shower, and the towels would be shaped like a burrito wrap. You'd just be perfect.
And yet you're mocking Taco Bell.
You damn straight I am.
You know the sad part? If we ever go through Vegas, you know we're going to have to stop at the Taco Bell wedding chapel and get married
It's
again.
only...
We got married at the Graceland Chapel with Fat Elvis. Not slender rockabilly Elvis. This was more like
Big Elvis. Big Elvis, yeah. No, I think we'll skip that one. And it's only open for a certain length of time.
$169 a night for a Taco Bell bed.
I wonder what they put on your pillow at night. Interesting. You guys have a great day, and thanks for watching the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. We'll see you tomorrow. Tacos. What? You're a fan, so you go to Palm Springs and you spend your night at a taco resort?
I like
No, let's stop. A taco resort, I'm in.
A Taco Bell resort is where you draw the line.
I'm out. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.